Okay. Mr. X. I'm going to start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Were any executive sessions held?
There were none held.
Public comment?
Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto. Just start off about Miss Gaffney again. Still not here to explain her FMLA claim. She can't come to work or attend meetings, but she'll be at the Republican dinner flaunting herself. So again, waiting for her to give an explanation on this FMLA claim. Lisa Stevens, I don't know if that's still under investigation, if the questioning's still going on, or if you guys have any updates. Appreciate that.
Is anybody here from the DA's office? It's still going on as far as.
Okay. Chief Assessor, I see you're appointing that. That was my job that was promised to me, Larry, so I see you're giving that away.
You didn't apply for it.
It was never posted. So you would have appointed me if I applied.
Can anybody be considered an appointment?
Okay, I didn't see it posted, and I've been watching that for the last 3 months, so. I'd like to know where that was applied, or where it was posted, if you can get back to me on that.
Okay.
Speaking of appointments and kickbacks, Mr. Wittig, he's being appointed to the airport authority of all places. Another person with a little bit of money that can't keep the airport afloat, I guess. But interesting, in 2017, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported that multiple women who were on the 1981 rowing team, which he coached, said they were touched inappropriately when they were under the age of 18. 2 of them said they had sex with him while they were 16 and 17. He was a married man in his 30s. He was then banned from rowing or coaching. So now Schuylkill County is going to reward him with a position like Alkovich, Gurkowski, the former controller that was accused of it, and several others. The Safe Sport ruling is a result of a 2-year investigation. According to Larry Wittig, he admitted to Safe Sport to having ongoing sexual contact with 1 student. In a copy of the report, he said the age difference was not a concern at the time because, quote unquote, how she carried herself. It was a different time. Kids were much more mature then, end of quote. So we're going to appoint him to a board. I ask you to table that until you look into that a little further. And I know you guys are all aware of it, but the public doesn't. So you're going to reward a sexual predator with another job in the county. This place is truly a circus. And that is a kickback job because of who he donated to. So we'll get all those facts for next week. And lastly, I think the taxpayers deserve to know about the budget shortfall that's coming up. I previously misspoke and I apologize. I said it was $12 million. I'm now hearing it's over $16 million. So I think the taxpayers deserve to know where we stand with the budget shortfall and how he's planning to fix it. Again, I'm asking for Mr. Wittig to be tabled due to his sexual history. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Good morning, Melinda Dybert, North Manheim Township. Okay, most of my peeps made it in on election day, trying to figure out what's going on with this U.S. Senate race. So the top of the ballot, Donald J. Trump got in, and they called it fairly early, I thought. They called it probably around 1:30, 1:45, between 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. They called that for Trump. Awesome. Attorney General Dave Sunday, the Republican, was declared. Auditor General Tim DeFore, Republican. That's been called. Treasurer Stacey Garrity. That's been called. Also Republican. Are we to believe that people didn't go from the top of the ballot down Republican? So we still, as far as I know, is there late breaking news? Has it been called for Dave McCormick yet?
And I heard it's going to maybe an automatic recount. That's the last I heard.
Yep, because if it's half of a percentage point or whatever or less. So I'm telling you right now, it stinks to high heaven. So Bob Casey has called in some favors on that one. And when I looked, I have been following that race the entire time, looking at the live results. And when I pulled up Philadelphia at 2 o'clock in the morning, it showed 79.9% of the vote was in. When I pulled it up at around 12 noon on Wednesday, it showed 80.7% of the vote was in. Less than 1% of the vote had been counted in the last 10 hours.
Philadelphia doesn't count all night long. They stop at 10 and then they start in the morning again.
The three of us were there at 4:15 in the morning.
4:20 in the morning.
Like Larry said, that the Philadelphia shuts down and they don't do any overtime.
They shut down at what time?
Like I think 10.
At the end of the day,
At
they
the end of
shut.
the day, they don't work any overtime. They start counting the next day.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because I've already offered up my screenshots for to Dave McCormick, because I'm telling you, that is stinking to high heaven there. Also, I would like to question, I think we have 2 vehicle lease things that are on the agenda. I know they won't be approved or shouldn't be approved. They shouldn't be approved at all. But it wouldn't, since today's the work session, I'm assuming they'll be on the agenda again next week. I thought we were supposed to be tightening our belts.
The county's eliminating 37 positions in this county. We are looking
And
at
I would
everything.
recommend that you look at the three new positions that were created just last year in 2023 in EMA or OEM or whatever they're trying to call it these days.
Look, go ahead, give her a few moments.
Um,
Finish your speech.
I would like you to revisit those 3 positions that were created in EMA just last year. 3 full-time positions, receiving health care benefits, and I'd like to know how many vehicles do they currently have on the rolls? And how many miles are being racked up? And how many are being racked up because they're driving from home to the county? Who else gets that benefit? We got to take a look at that. So get ready for a whole new batch of right to knows coming up. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Shirley? No, okay. Let's move on to the emergency management agency.
Perfect timing.
Good morning. First item is approval to purchase a 2023 Ram 1500 Classic Crew Cab truck from New Holland Auto Group under the Co-Stars program through a 5-year lease with Mauchunk Trust Company. The annual principal and interest payments are $10,806.24, beginning 2025 for a total payment of $46,693. The purchase replaces a 2013 Ford Expedition nearing the end of useful life. Item number 2 is the approval of the resolutions for the county to execute and deliver to the Mauchunk Trust Company the governmental finance lease agreement and such other documents. And finally, item number 3 is approval of the grant agreement for the fiscal year 2024 Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, in the amount of $66,538. This grant provides the federal funds through PEMA to cover salaries and benefits of approved county positions in the Emergency Management Office.
The vehicle, did you go any of the co-star people in Schuylkill County here?
We did, there wasn't anything available at this point in the replacement cycle.
Okay. And New Holland's,
New Holland, it was a leftover vehicle for 2023. The pricing was the best. Anything else, if we looked at Ford or anything else, that was a lot more money.
And how many other vehicles do you have in your fleet?
Right now, 2 that were purchased through county funds, 1 that was Homeland Security Fund, and we have a command vehicle that was purchased through Homeland Security funds. Yes.
3 plus the command vehicle.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Park Rec and Human Services.
Good morning. I have one item on the agenda, approval of an agreement with the Pottsville Parking Authority, Pottsville, for 112 parking permits for the Capitol Parking Garage and 14 parking permits for spaces on the 200 block of Laurel Boulevard for the Human Services Complex employees and the Children and Youth employees at a rate of $41.90 per permit per month with a contract cap of $63,352.80 for the period January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025.
Did anybody verify that we need, that we still need 112 spaces, and we need the 14 spaces?
I was
Like, is it
actually asked for
verified?
more this year,
You were actually asking more,
yes.
Okay.
2 agencies asked for more this year.
okay.
That's increased 10 parking spaces since last year. Last year was 102,
Yes,
and the Laurel Boulevard was the same.
yes.
Thank you. Public Works.
Morning, Ken.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm here this morning for the approval to advertise for bids for cleaning of the County of Schuylkill 911 communication centers and the Children and Youth Building on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and Saturday, November 16th, 2024. Bids will be received by the Controller's Office until 4 p.m. Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Bids will be publicly opened on Wednesday, December 4th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in the Commissioner's Boardroom and reported at the Commissioner's Work Session at 10 a.m. with the award date of Wednesday, December 11th, 2024 during the Commissioner's meeting.
Please go. District Attorney's Office. And Mike, while you're here, Jeff has asked an update on the Lisa Stevens investigation, and since it was your office, proceed with that, so give him an update.
It's not in my office, it's with the Attorney General's
Yeah,
office.
but-
Once I pass it off to the Attorney General's office, I'm out of
Okay, but do we have any update from them?
it. Not from the Attorney General's office, no.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning, Commissioners. This morning, I'm simply asking for the Commissioners to sign off on a grant in the amount of $16,547 pursuant to the Victims of Crime Act, and this grant will be used to support the existing victim advocate clerical aid part-time position in my office. Thank you.
Prison?
Good morning.
Morning.
On behalf of the prison, approval of a contract with Mount Chunk Trust Company for the lease purchase of a 2024 Ford F-250 4x4 pickup truck. The lease term is 60 months at a total cost of $50,002.65.
Where's that truck coming from?
I know it's through CoStars.
Miracle
Miracle, okay, tomorrow.
Road Test.
Okay, we'll tax it there. Okay,
Thank you, Warden.
grant writers.
Good morning, Commissioners. This morning, I'm here requesting approval to advertise for a CDBG ADA improvement project at the Pine Grove Township Municipal Building. Bids will be done via pen bid and must be submitted by 9 a.m. on Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, at which time they will be opened. This one, I am requesting a motion on simply because it's time sensitive.
So let's just do that right now.
I'll make a motion with to work on the CDBGA project for Pine Grove Township.
Second?
On the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Okay, the next three are demolition contracts. The first one is for $24,222 to AMC Enterprises for demo at 138 and 146th Street, Coaldale. Next is a demo contract, $169,000 to Bederick Excavating for a project at 0 South White Street and 0 East Popular Street, Shenandoah. They're also known as Martin Scher and the Slaughterhouse. The third demo contract is for $38,000 to Trendsetters for a location of 129 West Main Street, Gerardville. Next three are cooperation agreements. The first with the Borough of Coaldale for the demo project. The next is with Shenandoah for the demo project. And then the next one again is Gerardville for that demolition project. Next is approval of a change order number 1 to a contract with Gabber Industries doing business as Barker & Barker Paving for $2,375, increasing the contract from $90,108 to $92,483. This is for additional yardage needed for a CDBG project in Tamaqua. The fund amount is $58,625.52 in CDBG funds, and the $33,857.48 will be funding obtained by Tamaqua. Next is approval of change order number 2 to a contract with M&J Excavation Incorporated for $2,500, increasing the contract from $117,195 to $119,695. This is for additional quantities needed for a CDBG project in Port Carbon. The Borough of Port Carbon will be paying this portion. Finally, approval to submit a request for proposal from a list of 3 qualified engineering firms who responded to our request for qualifications. Request is for engineering services covering the CDBG program years 2023 to 2024. The RFP is due December 9th, 2024, with an award date of December 24. Thank you.
MIS.
Connor's out today. Approval to enter into a contract with Dell Financial Services for 36 Dell computers, monitors, sound bars. The term is 5 years for $8,124.54 per year with a dollar buyout per item at the end of the term. The yearly payment will be paid from the Records Improvement Fund.
Children and Youth. Good morning.
Morning, Carl.
Morning, Commissioners. Today we have 3 addenda, 1 agreement. First, requesting approval of an addendum to the agreement with George Junior Republic, Pennsylvania, out of Grove City. That agreement is dated October 23rd of this year to amend the rate for special needs MA to $190.14 per diem. This rate adjustment reflects a reduction in rate due to insurance coverage for portions of the costs. Next, 2 items are both associated with the state review of program budget packets. First is an addendum to the agreement with Chore Youth and Family Services out of Reading, Pennsylvania. That agreement is from August 14th of this year. And this addendum adjusts 10 foster care and/or residential per diem rates pursuant to provisions in our contract language to reduce rates based on state budget review processes. The next is an addendum to the agreement with Concern out of Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, dated June 26, 2024. This adjusts the per diem rate for the Medical Level 1 program to $130.65, also pursuant to contract rate reduction provisions in the contract. Finally, we have an agreement to propose with the County of Northampton out of Easton, Pennsylvania, for secure detention services, new programs, their female treatment program, their male treatment program, specialized treatment program services. Each of those have a per diem rate of $405. This would have a term of July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. It's been a number of years since we had an agreement for detention services there at Northampton, but we're glad they're back up and running and available to other counties.
Thank you. Also Senior Services.
Good morning, Commissioners. Approval of an addendum for fiscal year 24-25 with Caregivers America, LLC of Clark Summit, PA, to increase personal care provider rate from $22.19 to $24.41. The Department of Aging has approved a waiver to increase the rate 10% effective as of July 1st. The contract cap will remain the same at $443,232. We'll also include in the revised county terms and conditions effective July 1st, 2024. Approval of an addendum for fiscal year 24-25 with Compass Rose Limited of Pottsville to increase personal care provider rate from $22.19 to $24.41. Department of Aging has approved this waiver to increase. The contract cap will remain at $224,000. That will also include the revised county terms and conditions effective July 1st, 2024. Approval of an addendum for 24-25 for accessing Independence, doing business as Independent Living Services of Lancaster, PA, to increase the personal care rate to $24.41 from $22.19. The Department of Aging has also approved a waiver to increase this rate effective as of July 1st, 2024. And the contract cap will remain $472,000. $231.80. Will also include the revised county terms and conditions effective as of July 1st, 2024. A contract addendum for WA2 Incorporated doing business as Family Home Medical Support Services of Mount Carmel, PA, to increase the personal care rate to $24.41 from $22.19. The Department of Aging has approved a waiver to this increase effective as of July. The contract cap will remain the same at $113,584. The revised county terms and conditions will be included with this effective as of July 1st. An addendum with Maximum Care of Whitehall, PA for fiscal year 24-25 to increase their personal care rate from $22.19 to $24.41. The waiver was approved by the Department of Aging. The contract cap will remain the same at $82,440, and included in the contract will be revised county terms and conditions effective July 1st. Any questions?
Engineering.
Good morning, Commissioners. I just have one item today. I'm requesting approval to enter into an agreement with TRC Engineers Incorporated out of Allentown to provide inspection services at Northeast Pre-Stressed Products involving the fabrication of the structural concrete bridge beams for County Bridge 123 Broad Street over Schuylkill River in Port Clinton. The contract term is from November 13th, 2024 through November 30th, that should say 2026. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul.
Commissioners, good morning. This morning there are 12 budget adjustments that are listed on the agenda, and the 12 budget adjustments have been posted outside the boardroom.
Yeah, thank you. County Administrator.
Okay, first, request the Board of Commissioners ratify the designee approved contracts for the month of October 2024. Motion requested at this time.
I'll make a motion, we approve the designee contract for the month of October.
Second?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Next, approve and increase the monthly amount from $2,804 to $2,888 for the contract 2019-130 with Corn Ferry, Philadelphia for professional actuarial services effective January 1st, 2025 in accordance with the fee agreement for the Employees Retirement Fund. Next, approval to appoint Larry Woody, Andrews, PA, to the Schuylkill County Airport Authority Board to fill the unexpired term of Anthony Barron through December 31st, 2024, and begin a new 5-year term from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2029. Next, approval to appoint Jerry Knowles to Mockel, PA, to the Schuylkill County Housing Authority Board for a 5-year term from January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2029. Next, on behalf of the Parks and Recreation, approval of submission of an application to the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission for a paving project on an eroded portion of the parking area at the Sweet Arrow Lake Boat Launch. The requested amount is $16,500, requiring a match of $16,500, which will come from the Friends of Schuylkill Parks and Recreation. On behalf of the County Prison, approval of amendment to the current existing contract with Trinity Services Group of Altamont, Florida, to modify the menu and adjustment meal prices accordingly. The total cost per tray will be $2.37. All terms and conditions of the current contract shall remain in full force and in effect from 1 year. The effective date is November 1st. Next, on behalf of the Schuylkill River Greenway Association, approval to sign an agreement to accept $147,000 grant through DCD, which the Schuylkill Greenways Association will administer, operate, and manage all trail project expenditures, along with the performance of all engineering, architectural, consulting, and monitoring services, as outlined in the agreement for the design of the Frackville section of the Schuylkill River Trail. Next, approval to sign a resolution to apply for a statewide local share assessment grant for the Mill Creek North section of the Schuylkill River Trail in partnership with the Schuylkill Greenways Association. Motion is requested for this at this time due to the grant expiration date.
I'll make a motion that we do a resolution to apply for a statewide local share assessment for the Mill Creek project.
Second.
Second.
On the question?
Commissioner Fedora,
Yes.
Commissioner Heatherington,
Yes.
Commissioner Hess.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tony, Human Resources. Morning, Commissioners. The tax assessment, we had a transfer of Christine Zimmerman as Chief Assessor. The rate is $59,473.58, effective 11/18/24, coming from the interim Chief Assessor position. Also in tax assessment, the promotion of Tanya Kovach, Deputy Chief Assessor. The rate is $35,998.13, effective 11/18/24, coming from Field Appraiser. In MIS, the promotion of Connor Matz as MIS Director. The rate is $95,000 a year, effective 11/18/24, coming from Data Center Manager. Additionally, I have some informational items. In court administration, the transfer of Andrea White, treatment court coordinator, effective 12/2/24, coming from investigator and public defender. In domestic relations, rescind the appointment of Belinda Stout, Secretary 1, effective 10/28/24. In public defender, the appointment of Nicholas Watt, part-time public defender, effective January 6/25, rates per the union contract. Also in public defender, the transfer of Christine Dormer to investigator fiscal, effective 12/2/24, rate is per the union contract. In the coroner's office, the appointment of Anna O'Reilly, clerk typist 1, effective 11/12/24, rate per the union contract. And in clerk of courts, the transfer of Judy Evangelista, clerk 3, effective 11/4/24, rate is per the union contract.
Tony, and the clerk of courts thing, that's gonna be rescinded.
Yes.
All appointments are pending drug test and physical where appropriate. All actions involving salary or court positions being created are pending salary board approval.
Any new business? Others? I just wanna talk about the election in Schuylkill County. It was, Schuylkill County, the workers did a great job. There was 16,000 plus mail-in ballots, which was almost double what was in the primary. The people did an excellent job, all of our county employees, all the election bureau stuff. It went smoothly. It was a little slow on updates. We left at 4:15 in the morning from there, but there was no issues, no anything. I did find out later on, there was a bomb threat called in Schuylkill County. At some point, over it, multiple counties got bomb threats. But they were proved, I found it, they found it was from some Russian website somewhere. It was calling bomb threats in the counties around Pennsylvania. But everything went off without a hitch, everything was counted, there was no major issues that I know of, other than in some areas there were long lines to go. Other than that, there was no real complaints that I've heard from any of the election bureaus. So it was a good election here in Schuylkill County, and I'm proud of the work that the people did.
As chairman of the election bureau, I'd like to reflect and echo Commissioner Fedora's congratulations to Al Rykowski and the whole staff at the election bureau. Connor Matz at MIS. Connor used to be the MIS person on the election bureau, and he still comes back every election and keeps the operation going. Kevin Mayhall and his crew was in. They come in and collect all the machines and put them away. We have a whole host of per diem employees that deliver machines, that are rovers on election day, that help collect the stuff coming in. And as Larry said, we were here before 4:15 in the morning. Other neighboring counties did shut down and come back the next day, but we stuck it out and got it all done. So I want everybody involved, I want to say thank you and congratulations on another successful election cycle. So.
Yeah, I can't say enough for especially all the workers. We have 125 precincts. And again, even from back going to COVID, they were all manned. If people wanted to vote in person, they had that opportunity here in Schuylkill. They wanted to do mail-in, they had that opportunity to do it, to voice their opinion and to vote who they wanted to. And again, I've always said to other people that we make sure that it's fair, accurate, and make sure all the things and whoever wins the way it is outlaid. And again, that's to do with the hard work of our staff, like my fellow commissioners talked about, and all the people in them 125 precincts, taking in almost 13 plus hours for that day. And they get paid, but it ain't a lot. So, but they do spend their time. So sometimes when you vote again, thank those people that are behind the desk, because they do a terrific job. So thank you.
That motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Salary board. Report of any executive sessions.
There were none.
Public comment for salary board.
Jeff Dunkel, Palo Alto, I'll be quick. HR, you just had a transfer. At least 3 people in the boardroom yelled out that it was rescinded or it's not going through.
It was at the person's choice.
No, I'm not even concerned about that. I'm just concerned about why the HR director has no clue that's going on, but other people in the building do. That's his job, that's his position. So you need to be more aware. Stop worrying about your challenges on Facebook. Also, is there gonna be any comments on the budget today, about the shortfall? Can you make anything, or?
Next week, we're gonna talk about the budget.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Any other public comment for our report?
Melinda Dybert, North Manheim Township. I would just like to extend my congratulations to Connor Matz in his new position. I'm sure he will do a fine job. Also, to reiterate, I would highly, highly recommend that you look at those 3 positions that in EMA or OEM, whatever John Blickley, I guess, is unilaterally making a decision to change the name. I think he's wanting to call it Office of Emergency Management. Can he do that without even clearing it with the Board of Commissioners? I think not. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Somebody is being given a rather long lead down there to do essentially whatever they want. So 3 new positions were just created October of last year. Let's take a look at those salaries. If you're gonna be catapulting people, you know, I'm hearing that your row officers are being pulled onto the carpet to look at deleting positions, combining positions or offices or whatever to try to save money. But yet in one fell swoop last year, those 3 new positions were created in EMA. And I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of thumbs that are being twiddled down there in that office, because I cannot even imagine 5 full-time positions with benefits, and several of those people are using taxpayer-funded vehicles to drive back and forth from their homes to the county. Absolutely should not be allowed. So if you're looking to cut cost and you're serious about it, let's start looking for the fluff that exists in some of these offices. Thank you.
Any other public comment for salary board? Human resources?
Yes, Commissioners, in tax assessment, eliminate the position of interim chief assessor, effective 11/18/24. Also in tax assessment, set the salary for Christine Zimmerman, chief assessor, $59,473.58, effective 11/18/24. And finally, in tax assessment, Tonya Kovach, deputy chief assessor, $35,998.13, effective 11/18/24. In MIS, set the salary for Connor Matz, MIS director, $95,000, effective 11/18/24. And in court administration, set the salary for Andrea White, treatment court coordinator, $57,000, effective 12/2/24.
Thank you.
Larry, on the bar report, when I looked, her salary was over 60,000, Chris's, so how's it 59?
It had to be updated.
So it's 59 or it's 61?
It's 61.
Okay, you read off 59 earlier.
Oh,
the
did
other
you?
meeting, 59.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah, it's 61. What's on our,
Good job, HR director.
yeah, it's on this one.
He's useless.
Okay. Any new business for salary board?
Motion adjourned.
Thank you.